morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I had all the intentions in the world to sit down and watch the price section with you all this morning. As many of you know, I typically don't trade on Mondays, and I just let price tell me what it wants to do on that beautiful Monday. And I woke up at 9:29. But without further ado, let's just put the charts up and let's just watch the candles together. I've been talking to oh, let me do this. Let me share the screen so the charts are up. And I'm going to drop the link in the chat if anyone that's present would like to pull up and ask a question or anything like that. Anything like that as we watch the candles together. Um, Good morning, good morning, good morning. As I was sitting there getting the stream prepared, I was saying that if I had a bias, we were looking at the 1 minute chart at the time, and I was talking about how price. Let me go back to the hourly real quick. Last night, for the overnight price action, I marked out. This is what I marked out on the hourly. I had a new week opening gap, and I had a 4 hour SIBI marked out, keeping an eye on this hourly breaker over here, right? Um, in actuality, I initially had a line there on the hourly breaker right there like that. And then I took it off this morning as I sat down because price was looking a little bullish. So I deleted it out the way. So this is what I marked out last night. We came back up to the SIBI. We gave some respect to the hourly breaker because we did come back down. We gave some respect to the hourly breaker. The new week opening gap. We're on the top side of the new week opening gap now. We're on the top side of that SIBI. So now I anticipate this SIBI and the new week opening gap to act as support. We have a hourly. Let me put my fancy dancing on. We have an hourly mitigation block right here on this 3 a.m. candle. From the London, we got an hourly mitigation block right there on the 3 a.m. candle from the London. And we're working on the hourly BISI right now, right? So that's where we were. And like I was saying, at the time we were looking, the 1 minute candles was up as I opened the chat in the Discord. And I think Trey was the only one in there. And I was like, hey, we just attacked this short-term sell side. We attacked this short-term sell side right here. And if I had a bias, I would anticipate it. All of this SIBI that we're on top of in this new week opening gap, I would anticipate that to be support and push higher if I had a bias. But I'm just watching price print. But these are the things that's going through my head. And as you see thus far, that has played out. Right. We took out the short-term sell side. The SIBI acted as support, as you notice. Look at the bodies of the candles here. On top of it, the wicks came through doing the damage. Even on the 1 minute, the wicks came through doing the damage, and the bodies on the 1 minute respected the top of the SIBI, just as expected. And then now we've pushed up and we've taken out another short-term high, right? So we're still bullish. We're still in a buy program, right? Now, what am I looking at to see if this buy program continues, right? Right. I'm looking at this 1 minute candle right here, this 958 candle right here, and this fair value gap, right? If this buy program is to continue, right, I'll allow for price to come all the way back down to this one. I don't want to see a closure below this the let me get this the price. Consequent crushment. I don't want to see a closure below 45, 40, 75. Right? Why do I not want to see a closure below that? Right? Because like I say, we've been in the buy program. We just took out short-term sell side right here, right? And then we came up and took out buy side again, right? So if this buy program is to stay intact, this down close candle right there, after leaving this area there, right? If price decides it wants to come back down this far to reference this down close candle, it should not take out this swing low right here, right? This swing low at this 957 candle, right? It should not take that out. So I don't want to see a body closure below the mean threshold of this candle to say, hey, this buy program is still intact, right? And then if we come down, if we start to push past it, right? If we start to push past it, right? Then I'll just watch price to see if it's ready to reverse, right? What will give me the sign that it's ready to reverse? If we break this low right here on this 945 candle, right? If we break that low, we don't have to close below it, but if we break that low of that, that will be say, okay, we might be ready to reverse. I won't just jump in looking for shorts. Why won't I just jump in looking for shorts? Because we got the hey, stop. Who that doing all that? Who doing all that distracting me? Who that is? Keep typing something in the chat. I keep hearing something. Blip, 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 blip. Silver bullet time out. Oh, that's Scout Master. That's Scout Master Flash. 5 handles. Okay, Scout Master. Gotcha. Okay, Scout Master. I got you. So, where was I? All right, yeah. So that's what I was watching on that. All right. I also got what's up? Good morning, everybody over there that's in YouTube, in the YouTube land. Here to learn and share. Hines, Rhonda, somebody's mother. What's going on? How y'all doing, man? So it's still intact. It looked like the buy program's still intact. We didn't even make it back down there, and we're still pushing. Just took out another short-term high, and we're still pushing up. I got this consequent encroachment of Friday's wick up there. Keep that on your radar. I got that marked out, right? Got the consequent encroachment of Friday's wick marked out. Yeah, look like snow dump. All it was. Yeah, so got that marked out. Watching that as we approach that. This is the high. This right here says high of the week right there because I apparently didn't move it. I apparently didn't move it when I was marking out my charts. That's the old week. Yeah, I didn't move it. That's the old weekly high right there. Apparently, I didn't move it. Let me see. Let me move it. Put that up there. I'll just stick it there. Last week's low and high. That's cool. I'll just leave it there. I'll just leave it there. That's the 2 things that I added in since. Let's go back to the 1 minute. Ninja trade, I got to hit that M on trading view. I don't. Okay, so it's still intact. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. I also got on my other screen. Y'all know, for those who don't know and those who do, I'll do it like this right here. This is my other screen that I usually have up over there. So this is a 15-minute. This is a 5-minute showing the dollar up under them. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the dollar along with the ES, and I got 15-minute charts and 5-minute charts, and then this be like the main one I be watching. And I also have, like, on my Ninja Trader, I have like an hourly chart over there where I can see what's going on with the hourly chart. You know, so but I can't put all that on one screen, so just watch it like that. In the 15-minute over here, we got a 5-minute fair value gap right here next to Friday's midnight open. Right there, I have one screen where I have like more stuff than the others. Move these midnights out of the way. I didn't even mark midnight for the day. Let's go mark the midnight open for the day. Where is that at? Oh, wait a minute, I got a midnight line already somewhere in here. Let's we open up way down now. Oh, we're a long way away from midnight. I see that we were exceedingly bullish. Overnight. So coming from midnight, we pushed up, then we came down. Nice little Judas swing. Made a little Judas swing, then took off. Right now. So we opened up, dropped below midnight, and pushed up. Let's see if we got us a nice power 3 to the upside day. Let's see how it work out. We're letting price tell us what it wants to do. The dollar is starting to push down now. When I first came in, the dollar and the ES was pushing up together right around this area right here. They were pushing up together. And now the dollar is starting to push down, and the ES is still in a buy program. All right. Let's see what. All right. These are the hourly charts I was telling y'all about. The NQ came up to this bearish order block right here. Came to a fair value gap in a bearish order block, and it had a nice little rejection off of it over here. And that's where we at now on the hourly. The ES didn't, yeah, it came, look like it came to the low of that bearish order block. Let's see. What's the low on this candle right here? The low on the candle is 45.47. The high on this candle is 45.46.75. So one tick away from the low, the bearish order block. But the Dow and the ES is showing more strength than the NQ. All right, the Dow and the ES is showing more strength than the NQ on this outlet because they both exceeded the prior hour's high, but the NQ has not. The ES still in the buy program thus far. Looking at the 5-minute. All right, looking at the 5-minute, we came down into the wick of this 2-candle order block right here. We came down into the wick of this 2-candle 5-minute order block right there. Didn't make it to the imbalance just yet, but we came down to the wick of that order block, and we're pushing back up. So the buy program is still intact thus far. The dollar starting to look a little heavy. Let's see how that plays out though. All right, we've come back down into an order block here on the dollar on this 845 candle. This is a 15-minute order block that we've come back into on the dollar there. All right. We're below. We close below the mean threshold, so that order block seems to be giving up the ghost. It seems like the dollar wants to keep going down because we've closed below the mean threshold of that order block. So it looks like the dollar wants to continue down. So if the dollar wants to continue down, that will strengthen the idea of this buy program staying intact on the ES. So you know that phone though. We know we don't answer that phone here to learn shit. You know we don't answer that phone. That thing. I ain't talked on that phone in so many years, man. Let's go back to the 1 minute chart. Hold on. Let's look at as 5 minute. Let's look at 4, 3, 2, 1 for a second. So this 15, this 5. I don't know if y'all can see them candles like that. I'll just leave it like that so you can just see it moving, like the overall theme of it, and then we'll watch the bigger one here. So we'll just watch just the overall motion of the ocean over here, and then we'll just watch the I don't need this. That was the okay, that was the 1 minute. Now looking at the 4 minute, there's a order block in that same area. Well, I was like, I didn't want that 1 minute order block to be violated. I can see a 4 minute order block in that same area. Let's go down to the 3. I changed the wrong one. Okay, so on the 3 minute, you see we came back down to when we came down below these lows here, we came back down into the wick. Did we catch the open? Yeah, look like we might have got the open of this order block. What's the open of that? 45.42 was the low of this candle here. 45.42. Yes, came directly to the open. Came directly to the open of this bullish order block right here at the 933 candle. This 1012 candle came down to that open on this is the 3 minute chart. Again, did not touch that what's the name that I was speaking of, that 1 minute. Let's go to 2 minutes, see what 2 minute look like, if there's any imbalances in there. No imbalances to speak of there. All right, we starting to hang out right there a little bit on the lower time frames. Hanging out there a little bit on the lower time frames. Let's do some Timinucci's. Let's go do some Timinucci's on the consolidating there. Let's do some Timinucci's on the 2 minute. Since we've been consolidating there for a while, let's do some Timinucci's. And you'd be like, what's Timinucci's? Timinucci's is whenever price starts to consolidate in an area, price typically consolidates at the halfway point. So since the 2 minute has been hanging out here this long, I'm going to see if we come here. Let's just go to this down close candle right there. That's the first the open of that down close candle right there. Since we went up and we broke through it, we're going to go there, and we're just going to see if we make it up to this area there, if that works out to be the 50%. Let's see if we make it up to that right there. What's that? Let's put a line there at this price right there. Yes, let's put a line there. Where's my I'm on the wrong thing. If this buy program stay intact, let's see if we get there. If it stays intact, let's see if we get there. It's 10:20. 10:20 thus far. Thus far, everything that we've been looking at, everything we've been looking at thus far has been playing out from the beginning when we first came in. Over here, when we first came in there and took out this sell side, we talked about we were in a buy program and price had just taken out the sell side after leaving this area down here, right? After leaving this area down here, that gave us a balanced price range, right? We had a balanced price range here, got above this 4-hour fair value gap, talked about taking out the short-term sell side on the 1 minute and pushed up, said we don't want to see price violate this 1 minute candle there, right? We still haven't done that. We're still up here. We just took out this short-term sell side here on this 10-12 candle. We took out that short-term sell side. Now watching to see if we break this short-term high again. If we break this short-term high after taking out the short-term sell side, then yes, the buy program is still intact in my mind, right? So we just take this 10-12 candle, took out the short-term sell side on this 10-06 candle. Now I'm watching to see if we take out the short-term high after taking that short-term low. Boom, we come up, take out that short-term high. Buy program is still intact in my mind. I'm still looking to see if we get here. All right, let's go. And then the only thing in the middle, in the way of it right now, is that consequent encroachment of that wick, right? That consequent encroachment of the wick, that was the upside draw for the higher time frame, right? The higher time frame, this consequent encroachment was the upside draw. If I didn't say that before, I remember I said I marked it out, but this was the upside draw right here. And we're inching toward it. We're inching toward it. Now, the ultimate would be taking out this high and finishing off this this weekly volume imbalance. We had a weekly liquidity void here that we pierced into, right? We didn't get all the way to the top of it, but we got, let's see how much we got through. Let's grade it out. Let's grade it out. Make sure I got the top and the bottom. 66, 75, and 52, 25. I got it without the magnets. Who's the man? Show enough quads. We got above 50%. We didn't hit the 75% of the liquidity void. We did hit the 75% of the volume imbalance, right? We hit the 75% of the volume imbalance, but we didn't hit the 75% of the liquidity void. So the ultimate draw would be up here at the top of this volume imbalance. But for today, my upside draw was this wick, the consequent encroachment of this wick. I want to see, once we hit that, will we start to reject or will we keep powering through? All right. Don't fight the trend. Don't fight the trend. Just it's just marching up. It's just marching. It's been marching up. Marching to Zion. Beautiful, beautiful Zion. Hey, do anybody got any questions? Anybody got any questions? I have spoken my thoughts that the stuff that go through my head when I'm looking at the charts, it goes through there like lickety split. It takes me more time to explain what I'm thinking than it does for my mind to process what I'm thinking. So as of now, that's it. That's what I'm watching. That's what I'm watching and waiting. Watching and waiting and watching. Watching and wait. Have a volume imbalance right there on the 1 minute. 1 minute volume imbalance right there. Still haven't taken out that buy side again. We got a 1 minute BISI right here. Have a 1 minute BISI right here that we left. When we came and took out that short-term sell side. There's a 1 minute BISI right there that we left. All right. All right. So there's 1 minute BISI right there that we left. So bear in mind, since there's a 1 minute BISI there that we left, all right, price can very well come back down to that BISI, right, and still continue up, because that's still the 1 minute order block that we talked about, that we did not want to see a closure below that 45, 40, 75. All right, let's look at 10 o'clock. So 10 o'clock. All right, so we got 10 o'clock. We have a close proximity BISI to 10 o'clock on the 1 minute. To 11 o'clock. So we got a close proximity BISI on the 1 minute right here. Again, then we can come down, take out that sell side, and still respect this 1 minute order block that we was watching before, saying that we don't want to see a closure below that. Let's see what's going on with this 5 minute BISI over here. Let's see if that lines up in the same area. Let's see if that 5 minute line up in the same area as the 1 minute. I usually mark this stuff top down. I'm going a little backwards right now, because I usually mark this stuff top down. Now let's go back down to the 1 minute. Yes, you do. Line up, so I can remove this 1 minute right there. And it still lines up with that 1 minute order block that we were talking about earlier. Then we also got something on the 15 minute that's down here by the weekly, the new week opening gap. But I don't see us coming back to that until this buy program is broken. Right? We very well could come back to it, but I don't see us coming back to it until this buy program is broken. That's what I'm thinking right now, by the way it's trading, and by the way the dollar is trading. Right, the dollar got an imbalance here that it can go back to and then still drop, because we broke through. We got a closure below main threshold of this bullish order block. So the dollar is still looking weak. Again, if anybody I want to pull up, ask a question. The link is in the chat. If anybody want to ask a question, you can just drop it in the chat. NQ still has not taken out that high. The ES has taken out the high from last hour, and we're holding above it. The Dow has taken out the high and is struggling to get back above it, and the NQ has not taken out the high. So we got some divergence. Like I say, the NQ came to an order block and a SIBI and rejected off of it. All right. So we got some divergence. Divergence is going on. Whenever you got that divergence going on like that, then the probability of continuing in a direction is lessened. That don't mean that it won't continue. It just means that it's going to be an uphill battle, an uphill fight. So, but it's 10:31 and price started to slow down. At this time, I would usually be kicked back, watching either some Country Wayne videos or some cow feet videos, or playing Sudoku on my phone. I'll be going crazy on Sudoku. They canceled the order 3 times. Something about suspicious activity. Oh, my brother trying to order some ties. They keep canceling his order. I see you made a credit card payment for $3.99 in stars. Oh, okay. For $3.99 coming in. Then $159.05. That's what it's supposed to be. Yeah. But y'all don't want to know what I went through with them folk at my bank yesterday. Let me tell y'all about customer service, man. While we watching these candles, I got to go full screen to say this. I cannot stand when I can't stand people that ain't got good customer service, especially when I'm talking about my money. Now, mind you, now we came back from vacation, right? And my wife had used her credit card to do some of the stuff prior to us leaving, like the hotel, the rental car, stuff like that, right? And the way I operate my credit card is when it hit, I pay it off. I treat it like an American Express. We both have visas, but I treat them like American Express, where, you know what I'm saying? Like American Express, you have to have the balance paid off by the end of the billing cycle. You know what I'm saying? So, but I whenever it hit, I pay it off, collect the cash reward on my credit card, collect the points that we can convert into cash on her credit card. That's how I do it. And so I pay the balance and it goes to zero, right? On the 12th. We got back on the 11th, right? So on the 12th, I looked in there. The hotel was on there. The airport was on there. And the only thing that was saying pending was like $108 worth of charges, right? And so when I was getting ready to pay it the next day, when I was getting ready to pay it that day, it said something else was pending, and it made it be like $123, right? So I paid off the balance and I got the $123 sent to the side. So the next, on the 16th, on the 15th, I went in there because yesterday was the 16th. I went in there to pay what I thought was going to be $123. and it said my balance was 900 and some dollars. I said, hold the freaking phone. I said, did you buy something? And she was like, oh yeah, I bought a couple things. I said, a couple things. Right. So she said, yeah, I bought some Fenty, and then the Apple TV is on there. And so I look and I'm like, wait a minute. The Fenty was like $95. The Apple TV, like $14. It shouldn't have, it with everything, including the 123 that I was about to pay, it shouldn't have been no more than $500. Right. So I'm on the phone with the man talking to him yesterday. And this clown, while I'm trying to explain to him how I pay my bill, he gonna tell me, Mr. Rogers, just do simple math. There's a hotel charge on there for 700 and something dollars. And if you paid 693, that doesn't even cover that. Do the simple math. I said, well, you do the simple math. Look at the freaking statement that y'all sent me. Do the math on the debits and the credits. And in the statement say 814. But if you do the math on the debits and the credits, then that's only 200 and some dollars. You do the simple math. You explain to me why the simple math ain't working on your statement, since I got to look at the fact that the 693 I paid don't cover the set. You do the simple math on your statement, right? And so he like, oh, I'm going to get a ex claims resolution expert on the. You do that. Get off my phone. So then when the resolution expert came on there, yeah, now the whole time I'm going through all the old statements, doing the math on the calculators while I'm on hold, right? And the more I go through the old statements, the more, I'm saying, it's looking like, hey, I'm saying, it's gonna be like I'm out to pay like, I cashed in some rewards, so I'm out to pay like 800 and something dollars. That's what it's looking like while I'm doing the math on my own. So when the resolution specialist got on, he was real helpful. And when we walked through all of the statements, and he showed me how, they do the math on their side based off of everything. He was like, everything is in the rears. You're paying in the rears, and like, depending on what time of day you pay it, you may see like payments that's not on your statement. You may see transactions that's not on your statement. And it's like, he'll like, but if you go through and do the math, he'll like, I want you to comb through your statement. If you agree with every purchase, right, then if you do the math, you will understand what's going on here. Like, the only time you should have an issue is if you don't agree with a purchase that's on your statement. But if you agree with every purchase that's on every statement, you will understand the math of what's going on and how it gets caught in between statements and stuff like that. But that first dude, I'm telling you, he was like, I sincerely apologize for the gentleman saying do simple math. Maybe he don't understand how to do it, and he should have never said that to you. But I apologize, but I don't want to get off the phone until you understand completely. And I was like, I got it, man. I'm good, man. I'm good with numbers. I understand everything you said. I appreciate your professionalism. But that first joker that said do simple math, oh, y'all know I went crazy. Y'all, and I made sure, because they be recording the conversation. So I made sure I said it about 15 times to the second guy. That I was like, and he told me to do simple math, and I kept saying it over and over and over. And that is another adventure of Super Dad. Hey man, price to slow down. Um, it ain't doing much right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Again, what I'm watching here now, we got this 5-minute Bissy that we can potentially come back into to reprice. I'm still looking to see if we make it up here to this 45 52 75. My upside target, my upside draw was the consequent encroachment of that daily wick as 45.50 even. As of now, I'm happy with the move toward that draw. Y'all know what I always say. We don't have to hit our draw. We just need to move in that direction. So I'm happy with the move toward the draw thus far. Again, if I had a true bias, if it was a day that I truly trade, I would have been looking for an entry over here after making this 15-minute breaker right there. Right, I would have been looking for, these are 5-minute candles that we're watching right now. I would have been looking for an entry over here somewhere after making that 15-minute breaker right there. That's my style of trading, right? So after making that 15-minute breaker there, if you trade prior to the open, this 15-minute break-in market structure right there would have been an area to be looking for an entry here. Just know you would have had to give it to this imbalance down here below midnight. You would have to give it to below midnight because there's an imbalance there. So your stop would need to be down here below this swing low to account for this area there. And yeah, I think it played out pretty well. Right now, I can see that we're hanging around after we've repriced to the top of this 5-minute SIBI over here. Let me mark this out real quick before we get out of here. I see that we are hanging around the top. We actually repriced into this 5-minute SIBI right there. So we got a 5-minute SIBI right there that we repriced into, right? So we repriced into that 5-minute SIBI right there, and we started to push back down. We're consolidating a little bit there. So right now we're in between opposing fair value gaps. We're in between a SIBI and a BISI right now, and we're just consolidating again. Signature of high resistance with this divergence over here. All three indexes are not playing nice together. The NQ is acting real sluggish. The Dow is the strength leader at this moment as we speak, but we're trapped in between these two 5-minute PD arrays, opposing PD arrays. Story time. Yeah. Hopefully it was helpful to hear me talk about what I was watching as price was printing. Yeah, do me a favor. If it was helpful, me talking about what I was watching as price was printing, put a 1 in the chat for me. If you found it helpful to hear me talk out my thoughts on, hey, we just did this, so I expect this. We just did that, so I expect that. If you found that helpful, put a 1 in the chat for. Hey, appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate the ones over there. Y'all far too kind. And again, I just choose not to engage on Mondays. There's no hard and fast rule to why I don't. It's just one of things where I've never been really comfortable engaging the market after the weekend, because in the past I've had like bad experiences with engaging the market on Monday based off what I was thinking on Friday. So I just implemented the rule of I don't really trade on Mondays. And then, when I came across ICT's channels, you know what I'm saying, he kind of was in the same mindset of not really engaging on Mondays for like newer traders. Let the market kind of show, because if y'all haven't noticed, when it comes to like Michael's teachings for like newer traders, he kind of like guides you toward only taking like 1 or 2 trades a week and doing it like later in the week, like letting price play out and then like engaging like later on in the week. or something like that. He kind of like leads you toward that. I think he back in the day in the videos I used to watch, he used to call it man, what did he used to call it? The one shot, one kill. I think he used to call them one shot, one kills, where you don't trade every day. You just let the price play out, you know what I'm saying, throughout the week or throughout a couple weeks, and then you get in and you know what I'm saying, you do like a one shot, one kill where you hold a trade over a couple days to a week. You know what I'm saying, a week or so. It's like a one shot, one kill where you get like, instead of trying to get 20 points today, 20 points tomorrow, 20 points a day, 20 points, you know what I'm saying, you will let price play out, and then you get in one trade that you hold, you know what I'm saying, throughout the week and get like 400-500 points because the price has moved so far and it gave you a beautiful setup. And I think he used to call them one shot, one kills or whatever he used to call it. But, and you know what I'm saying, once I saw, I'm like, hey man, that's very, you know what I'm saying, stress light. I can relate to that. And it just fit with what I was already doing in my own trading. Um Yeah, I noticed that and decided to trade Wednesday through Friday. Hopefully that will help because my day trading still needs to. Hey, all of our day trading need to improve. I'm gonna tell you like this, Rhonda. Day trading, day trading is like a drug, and any drug addict out there thinks that they can control that drug. They all do. From my brother to my uncles to everybody think they can control that drug. You can't control it. You can't control it. You think you're beating it, but you walk around here looking like do. You think you walk around here looking fine as wine, but that drug got you looking like do. And we we start to hurt ourselves and don't even know we're hurting ourselves, and we start giving back so much money, and then once we hit rock bottom we realize, man, if I just had not overtraded, I wouldn't be where I am now. Day trading is like a drug because nobody is gonna, you can't, you can't beat the market every day forever. You can have a good run and make money, and if you have a good run and make money, it's gonna make you chase it more. It's gonna make you chase it more, and the more you chase it, the more you stand to lose. So it's like, it's all about discipline, man. Discipline and risk management. That's what trading is all about. No matter if you're a day trader, swing trader, it's about discipline and risk management. And the more you trade, the more opportunities you give yourself to be undisciplined. So take that for what it's worth for everybody, man. Take that for what it's worth for everybody. The more you trade, the more you give you a chance of opportunities to be undisciplined. And just think about it like this. If you don't take a trade, you can't lose money. But if you do take a trade, you stand a chance of losing money. So only take a trade when you are uber confident that the tide is on your side. That's all I got, man. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me, man. In the spirit of, I see prices about to try to take out that high that we was looking at, showing that if we take out that high, I think that's the high we was looking for to see, or was it this high? We was looking for a high to see if we took out a high to see if the buy program was still intact. We was on 1 minute candles. We was on 1 minute candles, and we would look at, yeah, this high right here. We was looking for this high, and we just took out that high, so the buy program is still intact. We just took out that high, so the buy program is still intact. After taking out that high, we have a 1 minute BISI right there. Got a 1 minute BISI right there, lining up with a 1 minute breaker right there. But as of now, the buy program is still intact. Now, mind you, we still have this 5-minute BISI down here that we need to reprice. So we still can come down, attack this sell side, reprice this BISI, right? And then go up. Or we can come down, or this could be the top. This 5, because look at the bodies on these 1-minute candles. We're respecting this 5-minute fair value gap. Right now, the buy program is still intact. So right now, you don't fight the trend. You wait until price shows you, hey, I'm ready to reverse. You know what I'm saying? If price don't tell you I'm ready to reverse, you don't fight the trend. You just look for opportunities to get on the bus until it reaches a destination. Right now, my upside draw is this consequent encroachment, looking to see if we make it to this 52, 45, 52, 75, right? Later on throughout the week, over the next couple of days, the ultimate target would be filling in the entire volume imbalance and liquidity void. Right. Came back down to the low of the we're respecting the low of the 5-minute fair value gap. The 1-minute candle body still respecting the 5-minute fair value gap, right? Inside this 1-minute breaker right here, still respecting that 5-minute fair value gap. But that's kind of stuff I look at when I'm watching price. When I'm watching price, if we're in a buy program, I'm just looking to see if we're respecting the discount PD arrays and pushing through the premium PD arrays. What do you mean? Not discount premium in the sense of the move. Discounting premium in terms of price. So anything below price is a discount PD array. Anything above price is a premium PD array. That's that's how I take it when Michael speak about it. I ain't gonna say when I say it because it's not my concept. So if we make a bullish order block, right? When we come back down to it, I expect it to support price, right? We have a premium high up here. So I'm looking, hey, if to tell me that this buy program is still intact, I want to attack that premium high. Boop, attacked it. Okay, we're still intact. Right now, I'm waiting to see what price gives me. If we continue to push up and this down close candle right here turns into an order block, right? If we once we break this open right here, boom. Now this is an order block, right? Once we break that open, this is an order block. Now, if we end up having an imbalance right here, I'm going to be watching. And I don't want to see a closure. If we make this an order block, I don't want to see a closure below that mean threshold of that order block for this bullish, this buy program to stay intact. Keep it in mind, we do have an imbalance for higher time frames down here, right? That's going to go back. That was a 5-minute. I went 15. That's going to go back to a 5-minute, and it's been there for a minute, right? So we set it at 10 o'clock. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, working on almost 50 minutes that this. So now that's on a higher time frame. That's like on an hourly type time frame where we can still come back down to take care of this on the higher time frame. We can still come back down to take care of that on the higher time frame and keep moving up. Because if you look over here, right, there's another bullish order block right there at that 5-minute fair value gap. And then let's go up to the hour and see what it looks like over there. And that lines up right there. That's a 1 minute. That's that 1 minute. Hourly. That's that 1 minute that it lines up with. Let's go back to. So on the hourly, it's higher than the mitigation block. What we was looking at, it's a little higher than this mitigation block, right? But it brings us back into this area of consolidation right there, right? Brings us back into this area of consolidation right here. We got what what do you be calling these? Reclaimed order blocks. Once we price back down to them, we got a reclaimed order block over here. We got a mitigation block right here if you want to look inside the traffic to try to find it. I don't like looking inside the traffic to find my mitigation blocks and breakers. It start to get to, because you know all of this is like time distortion right there. So it gets a little muddy for me. I don't like making my mind work that hard. But as we drop lower and lower, stuff starts to look clearer and clearer. Right? Got that 15-minute breaker there. This was the area right there I didn't want to see us break through. That's above that breaker. Yeah, brings us right back into that area of consolidation that we was talking about. That right there, that would be it consolidated there. So let's get some Fibonacci's and see, some Timonucci's and see from that low right there. Okay, so from that low to that high, we consolidated in this area right here. That was the 50% range of that. You know what I'm saying? From that low to that high, we consolidated there. And that was the high where we peaked out at. We came down, took out the sell side, dilly-dally, and then now we're reversing off of that sell side. You know what I'm saying? The buy program is still intact thus far. So right now, we're above that 50% of this range over here. We're above that 50% of this range over here. So we're starting to get a little extended, but this right here is a balanced price range right there. So we shouldn't want to go back down below that. So now if we come from there, from the top of the balanced price range, right, go to the top of the balanced price range and go to where we was. Hey, look how that worked out. All right, when we go to the balanced price range and go to like what we will see we get at, we're pretty much at the 50% right there. All right, pretty much at the 50% right there. Wow, that was pretty cool. That just worked out like, and this on 15-minute chart. That just worked out like that, pretty cool, right? Because we had, and that puts us right around that same little area. We talk about not wanting to get violated, right? So we got a swing high right there. Then we got another swing high up there. Once we get past the area we was watching, I don't know, man. I'm just running my mouth right now. This kind of stuff I'll be looking at on the charts. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. In the spirit of me not doing the nightly things anymore, I feel it. I feel it in my spirit that I want to share with you all to please take advantage and tell your loved ones that you love them right now today. Do not put off till tomorrow what you can say today. Nobody is promised tomorrow. We get in the mind frame of the young gonna bury the old, but far too many times we get caught off guard and the old bury the young. Nobody is promised tomorrow. If you're blessed enough to have your parents still here with you, please express your love to them. Open the lines of communication with all your friends and family so that you know how to speak each other's love language. They can receive the love you're trying to give them, and they can reciprocate and show love back in a way that you need to receive it. And I think the world would be a better place if we learn to do this, man. For real. Don't live with the regret of not taking advantage like little Timmy Rogers. I didn't take advantage of it with my father, and I live with that. My father passed in a long time ago. He passed a long time ago, 2002. And it's still, you know, so take advantage, man. Take advantage while you can. Call up your family members. Tell them you love them. If you got adult children like me, call them up. I got an opportunity to talk to both my daughters the other day. It felt good. My younger daughter was at her sister's house, and they called me on FaceTime. Of course, the baby called me. They called me on FaceTime, and I got an opportunity to speak with both of them. I even got the opportunity to speak to my grandpup. And it felt good, man. It felt good. So take advantage. If you don't do it for you, do it for me. It'll feel good when you do it. Trust me. If you got little fuzzy family members, love on them too. They need love too. I'm not a pet person, but they need love too. All the people I know who have pets, from my kids to my brother, they love their pets, man. They pets are their family. So, show everybody love, man. Um, yes, very sweet. I appreciate y'all, man. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Until the next time I feel like running my mouth, man, y'all be safe out here in these trading streets. Till the next time, Big Spider gone.